Alrighty. So, I'll just go through the spiel again. What we're trying to do here is get you to do 3 things simultaneously, right? You can do each of the things well by themselves. You are able to do both hands, so bass and chords together. Great. Now we're going to add a third person to the party, which is your voice, right? Which you've done before, but now we're going to be, we're just reining it in. We're making it a bit more specific, a lot more specific, actually. So, again, the way to practice it, you're pretty good at just playing the chords, right? You're going from your E to your G sharp minor to your A. You can do both hands like that. Sometimes you play octaves in the left hand if you'd like. Pretty simple. That's what we've been doing this whole time. Now, we're getting more specific with the melody. So, I'll go through how to practice it first. You've done this before. You did really well, so I'm just going to reinforce that. What you did is played the notes. Right? And then you slowly sung them. You learned with your body what it feels like to sing each note, because remember, singing is a very physical thing. There's muscles and tissue involved. Just like doing a handstand or something, you have to get everything lined up right in the right place. Only it's in your throat, which is a weird thing because you can't see it. But somehow your brain just does it for you, which is a miracle. Anyway, so we've done the, you sing just the syllables, which la, 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 much slower than that, of course. And then when you can do that, you do it with you say the syllables. Well, I tried to make it Sunday. It's really important to do that. I know it sounds silly, but it's diction practice. Getting your mouth, because again, just singing in your mouth is doing several things all at once. You have to hit the note with your throat, but then you have to make the shape with your mouth, which seems like it should be second nature, but what you're doing is you've learned how to speak a certain way. And that's different than singing. Singing is exaggerated speech. So you have to learn very specific motions to do it. So then you go, well, I tried to make it, right? And then you can just sing it. Well, I tried to make it Sunday. So once you've trained yourself with the piano, I want you to come off of the piano, because what I'm trying to get you to make the connection with is that the sound you're making with your voice they are the notes that are on the piano. Those notes exist on the piano. So if I was just to play this and then sing it, well, I tried to make it Sunday, I'm singing the same notes. And then when I just sing it, I take away the piano, which is less, but it's the same notes. Well, I tried to make it Sunday. I'm still singing those pitches, right? So, when you can do all that, you just have to realize that your voice is an instrument. It's like having a third hand, okay? So now we have to be able to do something else. It's like so I'm playing bass here, I'm playing chords here, but if I wanted to play chords here and play the melody here, I could do that. Oops. Right? Which we should probably actually practice that also. Because that would actually make it make a lot more sense. But so you can play the melody with your right hand, right? So now what I want you to do, this is an extra thing. Again, I'm stepping you up to being able to do 3 things at once, okay? And you only have 2 hands, but if you do the hands with all the combinations of the 3 things, in other words, if you play bass and chords, if you play bass and melody, and then chords and melody, then you've done all the combinations, and then you have to just transfer that melody to your voice, right? going to take a little time. So just buckle up, get a nice book to read. It's going to be a minute. But if you can play this now, you think about this just like your voice. The chords come on a syllable. So if you can think of, well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed. So we got to figure out, we should write that somewhere on here so you can see all that.
Okay.
Because for instance, on Well, I Tried, you're playing a C sharp in the melody, but in your chord, you're playing an E. So that's what started this whole discussion, is the chord is E, G sharp, and B, whatever inversion you play. But the melody note is a C sharp, which is not in the chord. And that's the difficult thing about doing this, is you're going to be singing a note that you're not hearing in the chord. And that's why it takes that confidence to know that, well, I tried, I know that that's the right note, even though it's not in this chord. And if we solo them just together, they sound kind of funny and weird, but in context, it sounds great. So, the best thing to do is, at this point, now that you can actually sing that melody, try to play the melody with the chords all right where the chords go. So it's going to be just like you were just doing, but tried to make it Sunday, but and now we're going to go to G sharp, got so damn depressed, and then that I set my sights on Monday. Oh, we go to E there. On Monday, and so I'm going back and forth, got myself undressed. Okay? So it's the same type of thing. You're only playing the chord on certain syllables, but now, in addition to the syllable, you have a melody note. So you're going to be learning what it sounds like to sing the melody note with the chord, which may or may not have the note in it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this. So you've got the melody notes for every syllable, but then on the important places, you're going to have the chord as well. So you can already play the melody with your right hand. Now I want you to learn to play the chords with your left hand. There's only a couple of them. And then don't sing it, but just try to, maybe keep track of what the words are. But see if you can just play the melody and play the chords together. Okay? And then try singing along with the melody, and then just try singing the melody and playing the chords, and see if you can do it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So all those things all reinforce one another.
There's a lot on there. Okay?
There's a lot. So watch it a couple times. That's what I'm saying. This is a big step. So every time we do it,
the first thing I do is what?
Learn each of the pieces. So let's go back. The pieces of what we're doing. You have a bass. You have chords, which you can play with your right hand or your left hand. So you have to learn with either hand. Then you have a melody. Then you have words.
Oh, I get that. Okay. But
then the words go with the melody. The melody is always right hand.
Okay, could you write melody?
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Melody is always going to be right hand. So then melody here, but then you have melody in your voice.
I get that.
So that's a fourth thing.
I get
right?
that.
There's actually fourth, yeah. So you have bass, chords, melody, and then melody with words with your voice is all one thing. So being able to do all four of those things in different combinations. That's what gives you confidence, though. And that's what makes you really be able to sound good. And it's a big project and it takes a lot of time. But it's going to be great. You're going to be good.